Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Today, in this live, we're going to be giving my reaction to the trial as a whole, the stupid infraction trial, as well as the verdict. And then I also wanted to touch base with all of you on the corruption that's been exposed since then. And then also, I'll be doing a meet and greet to give back to everybody that wants to show up. All the information is in the description. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. So before I give everyone my reaction to the verdict and the trial as a whole, I have to shout out my good friend BJ. She has two channels. One, That Surprise Witness, that you're looking at right now, and then also BJ Investigates. She did an amazing job uncovering some serious corruption in Danbury from the judicial level, the city level. She's amazing with what she does. I want to show you guys a clip of her video that she put out. So let's take a look at it. And then I also want to show you guys a preview of what she's about to post on her BJ's Investigates channel. So let's take a look. So this is the video right here. Danbury should explain Long Island audit trial. Right there on the thumbnail is Judge Charles Stango. So let's take a look.
Judge Stango, still listed as the president of the Prosecutors Union on the Connecticut.gov website. Why is he still to this day listed as the person who would receive lawsuits on behalf of the Prosecutors Union? Why is a judge who admitted to seeing the evidence before he even got on the bench? Why did he get appointed to this case? And why did the city of Danbury follow this trial all the way through, despite the fact that the prosecutor on the case himself called it a stupid infraction trial? Why is there audio in that video that we just watched together and not in the video that Sean claims he received in evidence? Why did someone turn the volume off and send Sean incomplete evidence? Why is that? Ask yourself. And then once you're done doing that, perhaps ask Danbury.
We definitely should ask Danbury for sure. And I've definitely asked them, and I will continue to ask them. She does amazing work. She did a great job. Go watch her video. It's linked in the description of this video. After this live, go check it out. Hit the like button, share it so the world can be put on notice about Danbury's corruption and Judge Charles Stango's conflict of interest. It's fascinating, really. You have to go watch it. Let her know that LIA sent you. So really quick as well, I wanted to show you all what she's working on now. This is a trailer, and then we'll get to my reaction to the trial and verdict and where we go forward.
The state now has a new top prosecutor.
I stand here honored and proud this afternoon to support the nomination of Attorney Stango.
Investigation alleges Richard Colangelo violated policies and procedures when it came to the hiring of his choice.
When your constitution, you can stick it.
I was arrested
5 years ago with this city, you've been on the fucking ground.
I've known Attorney Stango and his family for probably 15 years.
20 years ago, that motherfucker would be dead. His teeth, if he was. I'll knock you down like I knock trees down all my life.
The position was never posted to begin with.
And I can tell you he's an accomplished thespian. You would be amazed at his
for
talent.
shining a light on the tyranny and corruption.
And this was, I think, an abuse of the public trust.
I was just saying I was nervous, but Sean told me never be scared in the face of tyranny.
Never.
And that's
But
true.
I'm a little nervous because BJ's with me today, so I have to make sure that nothing bad happens to her.
What were you about to say? Have to make sure she doesn't act a damn fool in this city hall.
Oh, come on. Not lost.
Look, everybody's
Pay
back.
attention. This is a happy occasion.
It
Let's enjoy it. Yeah.
You're right.
The state now has a new
Doesn't-
top prosecutor.
Excuse me. Doesn't that look amazing? Come on. She did a great job. BJ Investigates. Go subscribe. She's going to be exposing some serious tyranny. She did a great job. Let her know LA sent you. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, stay tuned for more updates on all of that. So everybody wants to know my reaction to the trial as a whole and the verdict and everything. So we have to start back at July 15th. July 15th, 2021 is when I was in the Danbury. Let me make myself bigger. When I was in the Danbury City Hall exercising my rights peacefully. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen the videos already, so I won't go into too much detail. I don't want to make this video too long. But I was arrested for criminal trespassing and breach of the peace. Both are misdemeanors that carry jail time. A few weeks later, Steven Sedensky, the anti-First Amendment state's prosecutor who was originally on my case, added 4 additional charges, 2 more misdemeanors, as well as 2 infractions. Simple trespass and creating a public disturbance. The 2 extra misdemeanors were just disorderly conduct and criminal trespass in the second degree as opposed to the first degree. So I'm facing 6 charges in total. I'm representing myself. I go and hire an attorney. Not just any attorney, my attorney, Steven Seeger. He's a very well-known attorney in Connecticut. He's a trial attorney. He's handled murder cases before. He's a very good attorney, and I really appreciate the way he represented me in my trial. So I hired my attorney. Then all of a sudden, Steven Sedensky retires for whatever reason. David Applegate now is the head state's attorney for Danbury. My attorney and David Applegate have these discussions, and David Applegate decides, the state's attorney's office in Danbury decides as a whole to drop all 4 criminal charges. So they drop the breach of the peace, the criminal trespassing in the first, the second, and disorderly conduct. No more criminal charges, only infractions. And for those of you who don't know, infractions are like parking tickets, speeding tickets. Those are infractions. They carry no jail sentence. They're not criminal statutes. So they dropped all 4. I made a live saying that Steven Sedensky waved the white flag and that we won. We the people won yet again, because we did. Let's be clear here. All 4 criminal charges were dropped. That's a win. We won. But then moving forward, I'm sure the state's attorney's office thought, well, he's not going to pay these expensive lawyers to represent him in an infraction trial, and he's just going to pay the $180 fines and move on with his life. Wrong, because it's not about the money. It's about the principle. It's about our First Amendment rights, about our rights, and it's about exposing tyranny and corruption. So I moved forward with the trial. Suspiciously, my judge was changed from the previous judge to Judge Charles Stango, who, go watch BJ's video and That Surprise Witness. Go watch her video so you can understand. I'll explain it a little bit here too. Why not? But go watch her video. So my judge was changed to Judge Charles Stango. I now have a trial for 2 infraction charges, creating a disturbance and simple trespass. So in an infraction trial, when you're not facing any misdemeanors, you lose your right to a jury trial. So normally, if you're facing misdemeanors or felonies, you have a right to a trial by a jury of your peers. Infractions, you don't have that right because there is no potential jail time, I believe, for any type of infraction or crime or misdemeanor felony. You should have a jury trial. If not, then they should just drop everything at once. So now it is a bench trial. So on January 17th, I believe, was my first day. Went on 9 days. You guys all watched it. And if you haven't watched it, there's a playlist. But the verdict. I thought the actual trial was pretty, to quote the state's attorney, Russell Zettner, who prosecuted me, because obviously Steven Sedensky didn't have the courage to do it himself. He's working still for the state's attorney's office. He has not officially retired yet. He's still working per diem, according to sources. He didn't have the guts to do it himself. He didn't want to put his name on the line. So they thrust Russell Zettner into the spotlight. The trial was recorded, as you all know, by David Schuster. The trial itself was, I couldn't believe that Phil wasn't called as a witness. I couldn't believe that, witnesses wouldn't answer the questions. The town clerk basically perjured herself, saying that she saw this imaginary document from the balcony. The judge seemed, in my opinion, to favor the prosecution, and you'll know why in a minute. So to the verdict. Let's get to the verdict. The trial, you all seen it. The verdict. I find that the verdict was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I've had like a week to really process this, and it was just so ridiculous. So the first part, the creating the public disturbance, Judge Charles Stango, to his credit, found me not guilty because, and that is why I want you all to understand, we did not lose. There was no loss here. We the people only lose when we give up. And I am telling you right now, I am not giving up. This is not ending here. There is still a lot more work to do to expose this tyranny and corruption and to fight for our constitutional rights. So you can bank on that. But he found me not guilty of creating a public disturbance. You know, that's a good thing. That basically says that infraction was basically saying that it was judging my actions. So filming the way I spoke, what I did, my actions. Obviously, exercising a constitutional right is not creating a public disturbance. It's just not. It's not creating a public disturbance. So for all the bootlickers and sheep and tyrants out there, filming is not offensive, okay? Recording people in public is not offensive. They have no expectation of privacy in public. When are you all going to understand that? It's our rights. Government transparency and accountability, it's our rights. And even this corrupt judge understood that he couldn't just say creating a public disturbance is exercising your constitutional rights. It wouldn't have ended well for that wouldn't have been a good look at all. But an even worse look. So basically, creating public disturbance, that was a win, not guilty. Our actions, as you all know, I am polite, I am cordial to people. I treat people with the same respect that I expect to be treated with. It's simple. No one was creating a public disturbance. Calling someone a tyrant is not offensive. Grossly offensive is the statute. Filming people is not grossly offensive, no matter what state's attorney Zettner says. I thought it was funny how in his closing arguments he's saying that I called people tyrants and I held my camera inches away from people's faces. It's hilarious to me. I think if you watch the closing arguments, you'll see that I tried not to laugh, really. But because people come up to the camera, how is that offensive? How am I being offensive? And how am I creating a disturbance? When you come up to the camera, you're raising your voice. You have to control your own emotions. We are adults here. Control your own emotions. Just because a man is peacefully exercising his right and he's doing something that you happen to not like because you're a government worker and you want to you think that you're our overlords and we can only do that, doesn't make it offensive. Not guilty. Now, the simple trespass, what everybody wants to know: how were you found guilty of simple trespass when no one ordered you to leave the premises? Hey, I am right there with you. I don't understand it at all, but let's break down what Judge Charles Stango said. Judge Charles Stango said that I'm guilty of simple trespass because I knew he reached into my mind. He reached into my mind and he knew, and I knew that I wasn't licensed or privileged to do so. So that first part of it, that is the actual statute, that I remained or entered into a property that I was not licensed or privileged to do so. And that I knew that. I had to know it. So my video basically proves the opposite. I'm saying the entire time what we all know. It's a public building. We have a right to be there. We have a right to peacefully exercise our rights. How can you tell me or anyone else? How can you trespass someone or anyone from a public building without them causing a disturbance? I was found not guilty of causing a disturbance, right? Not guilty, no crimes. Because if that's true, anyone can be trespassed from any public building at any time for any given reason. Think of the slippery slope that would cause, because of the way someone looks, because they're a political opponent, because they don't agree with the mayor. He can just trespass them from City Hall. Because the town clerk doesn't like to be filmed, because I didn't belong there. I did not belong in her office, because she didn't want to give me a FOIA request. She did not want to honor that. For any reason, you can trespass somebody from a building they have a right to be in. It's absurd. But you know what the judge said? He didn't make any of those arguments. He said, I knew I shouldn't be there because I did not sign into the COVID sign-in sheet. So since Danbury, as you all know, if you watch my videos, I signed in as Ben Franklin. So if I would have signed in as Ben Franklin, according to this judge, Charles Stango, if I would have signed in as Ben Franklin or a Mickey Mouse or anything for that matter, I would have been found not guilty of simple trespass. But we all know he just would have found something else, right? He would have just found another little technicality or something that he could hang his hat on. And that's what he hung his hat on. The COVID, out of everything that happened in this 9-day trial for a total of $90 in fines. Think about that. Residents of Danbury and Connecticut, tax dollars for 9 days, overtime for marshals that worked in the courthouse, prosecutors, 9 days of a trial for a $90 fine. But anyway, the COVID sign-in sheet, this magical COVID sign-in sheet. So when I first went to Danbury City Hall, June 9th, or no, I believe, excuse me, it was June 10th. Phil, this is my first encounter with Phil. He said, I need you to sign in and take a card. I said, I'm not going to sign in. I'm not going to give you my name. That is a violation of my rights. I shouldn't have to, no one, not just me. I'm not special. No one should have to give their name to enter into a public building. No one. No one should have to show ID. There should be no prerequisites for you surrendering your identity to enter into a public building. So I said, no, I'm not going to give you my name. I wasn't really doing an audit there, so I stood downstairs and I served the town clerk. When I went back, Phil at this point already knew who I was. This is where the judge miscalculated or just didn't care. He just didn't care. Just didn't care. So Phil already knew who I was on July 15th. He knew my name was Sean Paul Reyes. Phil, as seen in the video, many videos throughout this trial, signs people in. What you guys didn't see, but I saw because it was in evidence, is the sign-in log, right? The sign-in log, the same log that the judge saw. It all has the same handwriting. Why? Because Phil Janusa signs everyone in. So put 2 and 2 together. It's not that hard. And Judge Stango, I know you're probably watching this, so just please try and follow this logic. If Phil Janusa, the security guard of Danbury, signs people in, everybody, the town clerk tried to say, oh, it's a multicultural community we have here. What is being Danbury has a high Hispanic population. What does being Hispanic have to do with signing your own name? So you're telling me because someone is Hispanic, they can't sign their own name? What was Phil translating people's names from Spanish to English? I mean, because that's not how that works. But it was just an excuse by the town clerk, just like Sergeant Jacobella said, the downtown people. We'll look at that in a second. The downtown people causing a scene. We all know what he meant by the downtown people. So this sign-in sheet, Phil signs everyone in that comes into City Hall. Just think of the logic. It's proven because it's his same handwriting. And not only is it his handwriting, you see him sign in people, not just Hispanics, all kinds of people. He signs them in. You see that. Then he hands them a card. Okay. So, Judge Stango, what made you think that I didn't sign in when Phil knew my name? Never made a big deal. And if you watch the video, I walk right past Phil, ladies and gentlemen. I walk past Phil and he doesn't say a word. He says, hold on. He says, can I help you with something? I said, I don't need any help. Right? He said, wait right there for me for a minute. And I said, I don't need any help, sir. And I went upstairs. Filming. I'm on the second floor. Phil passes me. He didn't pass me and then grab my shoulder or tap me and say, hey, sir, you didn't sign in. Hey, sir, you didn't take a card. He walked right past me, went into the clerk's office, and like my attorney stated, waited there. He was waiting for me to film. This was never about a COVID sign-in sheet. Judge Stango, shame on you. You made this about a COVID sign-in sheet? Oh, let's see the purpose. The purpose of the COVID sign-in sheet. What is that? Contact tracing, right? Contact tracing. So the purpose of this COVID sign-in sheet was contact tracing. But wait, Rogue Nation, another First Amendment auditor, went in there and said his name was Captain Awesome. How were you going to find Captain Awesome? Did you ask for phone numbers or email addresses? Physical home addresses? So how would anybody in Danbury? It's such a joke. It's such a joke to me that just use the word COVID and all of our rights go away. That's what's happening here. COVID, no rights. Because a COVID sign-in sheet that has no contact information but is put in place for contact tracing is so absurdly disingenuous. How are you supposed to find a person that, for all you know, they gave you the wrong name, just like Captain Awesome, just like Phil states in the video? For all you know, they gave you the wrong name. But even if you have their correct name, how do you find them? What are you going to do, a Google search and trying to figure it out and pay for background checks and I don't know, to find their phone number? Hey, and then the cards are here, take the card and you go to the town clerk's office. But there was no log. Even the judge said it was sloppy bookkeeping. But what was more concerning to me about this judge is his mentality. He's saying, we all knew COVID was a different time. We all knew COVID was a different time. There was a lot of rules and there was a lot of policies and judges' orders and mayor's orders, executive orders, etc., that were put into place during COVID that we all didn't agree with. I'm paraphrasing here. That we all didn't agree with, but we did them. We complied. What? This is coming from a judge? We did them, and your argument for finding COVID sign-in policies lawful, never mind that they're ineffective and they serve no governmental interest at all, because you can lie, there's no contact information. It's all BS. It's a control thing. That's what it comes down to. And he finds them lawful, and he says that we should have complied with them because everybody complied. We all complied. Everybody complied. It's, just do what you got to do. Obey your overlords and do what you got to do. Don't worry about it and keep it moving. That's the problem. That is the problem. And that's why, shame on you, Judge Stango. That is, as a judge, for you to have that mentality, is extremely concerning. Extremely concerning. You're just another sheep. You're a sheep and a tyrant all mixed in one. Because for what? Why'd you find me guilty on criminal trespassing? Because to save Danbury City Hall from a lawsuit. That's why you did it. You didn't believe in this COVID sheet. You didn't think I was trespassing. You didn't think I knew. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen, that I knew. The person who says I have a right to be in public and publicly accessible areas, and that I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. Come on. That's the statute, that I knew it. And he's just going to jump into my brain and say, yeah, because there's a COVID sign-in sheet and you didn't sign it 4 weeks before the day you were arrested. And then the 15th, no one really made a big deal about it. And Phil never even mentioned it to you. He never offered a card or offered to sign you in or ask for your name because he already knew it. But, June 9th, like 4 weeks before you were arrested. Yeah, we all know this was retaliation by the Danbury Police Department. It's sick. It's sick. I'm just as disgusted as each and every one of you, but that's why we have an appeal process. And I promise you all, the notice of appeal has already been filed, and I promise you all that I will file an appeal. It's not about the money, the $90. I will spend way more money than $90 to appeal this decision, but I will, because it's about our freedoms. COVID really has nothing to do with COVID. It has nothing to do with COVID, and that judge knew that. And that's why he's a tyrant, because he knew it had nothing to do with COVID. He knew it had to do with a vendetta by the state's attorney's office, the Danbury City as a whole, police department, city hall, their egos. He knew that. He's not an idiot. He knew that. You're not an idiot, Judge Stango. You're just a tyrant. You knew all of these things, and you still found me guilty. You thought by splitting the baby and finding me not guilty on a public disturbance and guilty on simple trespass, you thought that, maybe I'll escape from this unscathed. Nope. My friend BJ is investigating you. I'm investigating you. And we found out some crazy, crazy things. Did you know Judge Stango is the active, according to the government's own website, the Secretary of State in Connecticut, he's the active president of the prosecutors union. The state's attorneys, he used to be one, a senior state's attorney, just 6 months ago. So while all this is going on in Danbury Corrupticut, he's a senior state's attorney. And then he becomes a judge that so happens to be the president of the Connecticut Prosecutors Union. How was I ever supposed to get a fair shake at this trial? Never. Never was I ever going to. Are you kidding me? Not only is his reason BS, and we all know it's BS, not only that, he has a conflict. BJ, my friend at That Surprise Witness, goes into everything in detail. The link is in the description. But there's more. Not only is this judge corrupt, Sergeant Yacobelis, because if you all remember Sergeant Yacobelis, he used to be Officer Yacobelis. He's the one that was coaching Phil. We all saw that video, right? Where he's telling Phil what to write. I can't write it for you. I'm just going to tell you what to write. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what to write, Phil, because he's scared for Phil. You know, Phil, the actual person who broke the law that day by putting his hands on me, threatening me with violence, keeping me in a stairwell. The actual person who should have been on trial, Phil Janusa, knocking down trees, Phil. But he was protected. And that's the problem. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about their little club of tyranny and corruption. Phil's not even a government employee and he was protected because he was part of their club. He was part of the club with Janice Geigler, who sees fictional forms from a balcony, perjured herself on the stand. Where's the accountability for her? The city attorney. Come on, where's the accountability for any of these people? Even the state's attorney himself, Russell Zettner, said this was a stupid infraction trial. How is the media? Where is the coverage? Where's the coverage besides myself and BJ? Where's the coverage of all of this? And it gets worse. So let's take a look really quick. I'm upset. Obviously, as you can imagine, I know that we didn't lose. I know that we will win. We'll take it to the Connecticut State Supreme Court and in a lawsuit all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States if we have to. We will do whatever. I will spend whatever money. I know that you all have my back and I appreciate it. Whew. So don't fret. We will take this all the way. There's no way COVID sign-in policy that has nothing to do with contact tracing is going to hold up in higher court. No way. So let me check this out really quick. Just bear with me. So let's play this. All right. So this is day 6 of the trial. I want you all to just listen for a minute. I know it's probably, I know it's a little hard to hear, but just try.
He's just filming. That's all he's doing. He's not hurting anybody. If one of our, downtown people comes in here and starts screaming and throwing stuff around, that is disruptive. This isn't someone wiling out at the hospital. I mean, it's up to the court.
I could get arrested.
Yes, it's up to the court. You got physical with somebody for what? He's filming. What is he doing? Why can't he go upstairs? It's a public building. It's City Hall, for Christ's sake.
The trial of public opinion is coming. Yep.
During the editing process, it has come to light that Sergeant Yacobelis' body camera footage the prosecutor's office provided my attorney during discovery has been tampered with. Approximately 50 seconds of the audio was missing. Audio that includes Sergeant Yacobelis saying, quote, "This guy is such a FAG," end of quote. What else are they hiding? What other evidence have they tampered with? Where is the accountability? Information on how to file a formal complaint against the prosecutor's office is in the description of this video. So there you have it. On top of this judge being 100% conflicted, but like I said, I don't know if he's actually the active president. That would be insane to me. But I mean, I can only go based on the records. He's deleted his LinkedIn now. His LinkedIn has been deleted ever since all of this information came out. What do you have to hide, Judge Stango? Why are you deleting your LinkedIn? Why, according to government records, are you still the president of the Connecticut Prosecutors Union? The president, not a member, the president. He's still listed to receive lawsuits on their behalf, and he's a sitting judge who presided over my trial, one that has a lot to do with the state's attorney's office being upset with me and wanting retaliation because I come on these lives and I talk about them and I expose their corruption, and Danbury City Hall because I exposed Ken Utter 20 years ago. I'd have been dead with my teeth missing. He would have done it himself. You know, for all of you saying that cameras, what's the big deal about filming in public? What's the big deal? You're not doing anything special. Look at the corruption I've exposed in less than 2 years on this channel, just by going into public buildings, government buildings, and peacefully filming. You all watch my videos, right? Most of you do. Even if you don't like me, you do. Thank you. I appreciate that. You see, I don't curse at anyone. I don't agitate people. They come up to me and look at the process. Now we've exposed an officer. Now he's a sergeant. He said, I'm going to write a warrant for Phil Janusa's arrest. He said that. I'm going to write a warrant for your arrest, Phil. He told me that. And he never did. Let that sink in. He protected Phil because of his promotion. He protected Phil, never wrote the warrant for his arrest, and wrote a warrant for my arrest. Are you kidding? Are you absolutely, you cannot make these things up. This is like some Hollywood movie. Didn't write a warrant for Phil's arrest, wrote a warrant for my arrest. And on top of that, tampering with body camera footage. You all saw it. Day 6. My attorney, Steven Seeger, received discovery. Discovery, for those of you who do not know, is when the state's attorney has to give you all the evidence that they have against you. That's discovery. My attorney was given body camera footage as a part of discovery. Our body camera footage that we received in discovery was tampered with, ladies and gentlemen. It was tampered with. That guy is such a, was deleted. The audio was muted. How is that fair? How is that a fair trial? That's a Brady violation. Like, you cannot make up the things and the lengths that this government in Connecticut, Corrupticut for a reason, will go through. And that's why I made these shirts right here. Look. And if you listen, I'm all about getting this message out there for the world to see. Because as you've noticed, where's the mainstream media? Where's CNN, Fox News, MSNBC? Where are all the mainstream corporate media? This is a big story. Evidence tampering, Brady violations, conflicted judges that are state's attorneys, union president. This is a big story. Where is everybody but me and BJ? Where is everyone? The Danbury News Times. I've reached out to the Danbury News Times and I've tried to tell them, hey, this is a big story here. Nothing. No one cares. So if you like this video, comment down below and share it. I'm going to be giving away 20 of these shirts. Some of you guys like this shirt. Let me know. Warning. Tyranny is alive in Danbury Corrupticut. Constitution State. I want everyone. If I can give away 10,000 of these shirts, I would. I swear to you, I would. Because I want everybody wearing one of these shirts. It is insane. They need to be exposed. Tyranny is alive in Danbury Corrupticut. 100% alive in Danbury. And you think that this is over. It's not over. I don't want to be too long here. I've been rambling on for 33 minutes now. But it's not over yet. It is not over. Not even close. I've been back to City Hall. I will be uploading that video soon. I've been back to City Hall. I've been back in the town clerk's office. You thought that I was just going to give up? Never. I will never give up. I went back there. I want to show Danbury that I'm not scared of them. We, the people, are stronger than any tyrants out there because we have the numbers. They have their little social clubs and their little, elite membership clubs, and they look down on us. How dare you? How dare you come into City Hall and film? How dare you? It's disgusting. It's disgusting how they look at we the people. And imagine what this state's attorney's office, imagine what this judge, imagine what the city of Danbury has done to people. This is the part that's sad, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine what they've done to people who don't have a platform like me. We are over 402,000 We the People members strong. Facebook, another 200,000 plus. And they did this to me. I have all your support, and they did this to me. Imagine what they're doing to the kid on the street, the man on the street, the woman on the street who has no one, who's just trying to live their life peacefully. And they just take advantage because their ego was hurt, because they did something that they didn't want them, their overlords didn't want them to do. That's sad. I'm looking into starting some type of, we need to help these people that are being hurt. We need to help these people that are being crushed by tyranny because they have unlimited resources. They have our resources. They take taxes from us just to use them to crush us. They take our money and use it against us. I'm sure everybody would not want this prosecution to happen, but guess what? The state's attorney did it, right? The judge found me guilty of simple trespassing over a COVID sheet. Evidence tampering, which is a Brady violation. Homophobic slurs. 20 years ago, I'd have been dead with my teeth missing. That officer, that tyrant, Ken Utter, is still a Danbury police officer till this day, patrolling the streets with a gun and a badge, talking about killing someone and removing their teeth. It's despicable. Not only did I go back to City Hall, I went and crashed one of the mayor's events. And I asked the mayor himself. I brought a microphone. You guys are going to be proud of me. I brought a microphone, my camera, and BJ was there with me. And I went there to ask the mayor. The former mayor was there. The deputy police chief was there. Captains, state representatives. I went and crashed their little social event. There was like where they're opening up this new BOCES school or something. But I knew the mayor was going to be there. I knew all these powerful people were going to be there. So I wanted to go and ask them. I wanted to ask them these questions. Witness tampering, the judge's conflicts. 20 years ago, I'd have been dead. Why is he still on the force? Why is he still patrolling the streets? Dude, the city of Danbury, I asked the mayor himself, do the city of Danbury residents feel safe with a man like that patrolling the streets? Stay tuned for his answer because you're not going to believe it. The deputy police chief, I talked to him. These people hate me. And you know why they hate me? Because I won't back down. I won't back down. They got their little fix in their little kangaroo court. They put their little dominoes in place. Let's put in this judge that's pro-police and pro-prosecutor. So pro-prosecutor that he's still their president of their union, for Christ's sake. And then let's drop all the misdemeanors so he's not entitled to a jury trial so the people can't decide if he's innocent or guilty. We'll leave it to the biased, corrupt judge. It's insane. I've been wanting to speak to all of you about this for last week, but I wanted everybody to see the trial videos first. It had nothing to do with, wanting to get views or anything. I wanted you all to see the corruption yourself. Don't take it from me. Watch it yourself. Watch it yourself. Watch when I go back to City Hall how things have changed. I've never affected change. Watch when I go back to City Hall how things have changed since I've been there July 15th, 2021. Let's hear what the mayor, what the deputy police chief, what the state representatives, what the ex-mayor, now city council member all of a sudden. Let's see what they had to say. It's insane. It's insane. So, anyway, I haven't even been looking at the chat. I really appreciate all the super chats. Thank you, Renee Miller, for becoming a member. Ed Creeder, thank you. Exercise your rights. Yes, always. Jason Smith, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you all I appreciate all your support. Hit the like button, share this video. I'm going to be giving away as many shirts as I can. Maybe I'll give more than 20 away. Just comment down below so I can find you guys and give them away. The Danbury, everyone in America should be wearing this shirt, really. So there's one other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about before I get out of here. I didn't want to make this too long, but it seems like it always makes it long. And I got really emotional and upset, obviously, because of what's going on. I believe BJ is actually premiering a video tonight. I'll put it in the comment section in the description once I have the link. She's gotten some updates for you guys on Judge Stango. So I don't know if you guys saw in the video, Judge Stango, he's got some moves. I found this video of him dancing for like Dancing with the Stars or something in Connecticut. Hilarious. You guys got to see it. But anyway, let me see. I also want to show you guys this right here. Now, I wanted to announce this anyway. So my friend Mike, he is the owner of the Rage Room, Long Island. It will be opening up this March. But before it opens up, he's going to allow us to use the facility for a meet and greet. I've never done a meet and greet. I really would love to meet the people that make this possible. And, I understand that that all of you are from that we're from all over the world. We're not just from New York or even the United States, from all over the world. I appreciate all the support from, England to Australia to Sweden, everywhere. I know you guys are everywhere, and I appreciate all of you because it's not about being an American. It's about being a freedom-loving human being. Freedom versus tyranny is not an American problem. It's not a New York problem, even though it's a real big problem in New York. But anyway, I want to meet you guys. I'm going to be buying a lot of food. We're going to eat good. There's going to be merch there. We can take some pictures. I want to hear your stories. I'll tell you my story. And it's going to be February 25th, 12 to 3. See right there on the screen. February 25th, 12 to 3, Long Island Audit Meet and Greet. I'm also going to be announcing it again later on in the week. Later on next week. I'll be doing a live probably from the Rage Room. We'll see. You guys ask how I remain so calm. It's because I go to rage rooms. No, I'm just kidding. But he's a good friend of mine, Mike. I want to support his business, Rage Room Long Island. He's a great guy. He's a member of We the People. He loves the Constitution. He loves freedom, as we all do, right? We should all. Why are people out there that don't love freedom and love to, bootlick and, live under tyranny? Why do you think it's okay for a police officer to evidence tamper? Why do you think it's okay for a police officer to say I would have been dead 20 years ago and remove my teeth? Why do you think it's okay for a judge to be the president of the state's attorneys union and preside over a case? I don't know. I couldn't answer that question. But let me look. Yeah, maybe I'll come to Pittsburgh soon. I see that comment. Let me see if I missed any more before I get out of here. Thank you, Paul Feeney. Appreciate it. RG98, thank you. Michelle Dubuc, hope I said that right. Thank you. God Model, thank you. Kyle Rash, does the shirt really illustrate the Constitution? Green screen, either way. I hope I get one. No, it doesn't. This is yellow. That's what it's like a yellowish. I don't know. So it's picking it up, Kyle. I don't know. Audit all judges. I'm looking at the chat really quick, see if you guys have any more questions about the trial or my reaction to the trial before I get out of here. Oh man, sorry. I was so upset, so upset. But I'm confident that we will win on appeal. We didn't break the law. We just didn't. Policy Judge Stango, go quit and just do tango. Yes. Listen, Judge Charles Stango, if you're watching this, you're better at your dancing and your theater acting than you are being a judge. Because according to you, policy trumps our rights and the United States Constitution, something that you swore an oath to uphold. It's pretty bad. And I hope that you resign as the Connecticut State's Prosecutor Union's president very, very soon. There's a lot of unions involved in all of this. The person who originally arrested me, Michael Farrell, he was the president of the police union. A lot of unions in the Northeast here. I don't know about anywhere else. The unions are a big problem and have more power than the police chief. Oh, update on Sergeant Jacobellis, who was coaching. I went to Danbury Police Department when I picked up my $10,000 bond. I went to the Danbury Police Department and I filed a formal complaint against him. And a detective lieutenant reached out to me yesterday, and he said that he was investigating it fully, the homophobic slur, the coaching, as well as the evidence tampering, which is insane. Insane. What are we going to do now? We're going to appeal. I've been in constant communication with my attorney. My attorney, Steven Seeger, is a great attorney. He has represented people in murder trials. Google him. He's great. He's been on the news. He knows what he's talking about. And he set us up perfectly for an appeal because sadly, we all knew that this was going to be the outcome. Why would anybody be shocked? Why would any of us be shocked that the system, the one that we're trying to expose and fight against, would find me guilty? Especially the local Danbury judge. We should all know that. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys too at the meet and greet. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good food. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see everybody there that can make it. February 25th, 12 to 3. I'm going to be getting out of here in a couple minutes. Any more questions? Thank you for the support from Holland, UK. I see you all guys there. Yes, the cop that says that's Kenneth Utter. Ken Utter. He said he would have killed me 20 years ago. He is still patrolling the streets of Danbury. So if you live in Danbury, why don't you go to your police department and ask him, why is he still patrolling the streets? Why is someone patrolling this? Why was Officer Jacobellis promoted after using a homophobic slur and deleting evidence and not writing a warrant for the suspect and coaching the suspect? That's like 4 different violations. And he was promoted. I think he was promoted because he didn't write a warrant. Hey, don't write the warrant for Phil and we'll make sure you're the sergeant. That's just how it works, ladies and gentlemen. It's sad. It's sad. And you guys know that I am not. The world is not black and white. Let's be clear here. I am not anti-police. I have a lot of law enforcement friends that I consider true friends of mine. I also have people in government that I consider friends. But a tyrant is a tyrant, and I will always call it a tyrant, no matter what their job is, no matter what position they hold, no matter what sway they have, nothing. I will always call it tyranny, and I will always expose corruption, and we will take it as far as it needs to go in the court system. Period. Danbury, I'm not done with you yet. I probably won't ever be done with you. Maybe I'll run for mayor. I got some videos coming up, guys. Just stay tuned for that. Poland, I see you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I can't believe we have 8,000 people in here. 37,000 was a record for the premiere of the last day of the trial. Insane. You guys are amazing. I couldn't do it without you. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, and share this video. Tyranny is alive. Connecticut has, it disgusts me every time I drive to Connecticut, is that every one of the license plates says the Constitution state. Disgusting. You're not the Constitution state at all. Compass, thank you. Appreciate all the super chats, guys. Trying real hard. Jorge, Scalzo photo. Until low standards Until low standards Danbury officer Ken Utter is fired, we need to let Danbury police know their low standards are. And he's right. He's 100% right. Low standards. Because if a Walmart door greeter, no offense to any Walmart door greeters, but I'm just saying, if you work for Walmart or if you work for McDonald's or you work for any other corporate entity that's not the police department, and you say you would have killed someone and removed their teeth, you're going to be fired. Period. But we all know law enforcement officers, they do their own thing. Mayor Reyes has a nice ring to it. Maybe. Does. Maybe I'll move to I don't want to live in Danbury, though. A lot of bad people there. When I went to their little event and I'm trying to expose this tyranny, a lot of the people of Danbury are like, what are you doing here? You're ruining this happy occasion. I'm sorry that I had my rights violated and I'm trying to redress my government peacefully and get some change done here. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Christian, thank you. Appreciate it. Phil was fired really quick. Then I'm going to get out of here. Phil was fired from Allied. I've reached out to Allied and he could not be protected to keep his job from Allied. Maybe we'll do a little visit on Phil and see what he's up to today. Where in the world is Phil Janusa? But listen, guys, in closing, we did not lose. We, the people, did not lose. Our behavior and our actions were vindicated because we were found not guilty of creating a disturbance. Exercising your First Amendment right is not creating a disturbance. Period. End of story. We were found guilty on simple trespass because of a COVID sign-in sheet that had no relevance to anything and wasn't even brought up on the day that I was there. Shame on you, Judge Stango. Stay tuned to this channel and BJ's channels, That Surprise Witness and BJ Investigates, for further updates on this corruption. I love you all. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.